The first flush of grey light, the herald of daylight, is dimly outlining the musterers' camp, where over the sleeping, the stealthily creeping, breath of the morning lies chilly and damp. 'Twixt sleeping and waking, their blankets forsaking, the young boys turn out for the manager's call, whose order of course is, "Be after the horses, and take all sorts of care you unhobble them all." Now each with a bridle provokingly idle, they saunter away his command to fulfil, where cheerily chiming the musical rhyming of equine bell ringers comes over the hill. Meanwhile the dull dawning gives place to the morning, the sun springing up in a glorious flood of golden shot fire mounts higher and higher, till the crests of the sand hills are stained with his blood. Now hobble chains jingling with thud of hoofs mingling, though distant sounds near, the cool air is so still, as urged by their whooping the horses come trooping in front of the boys round the point of the hill. What searching and rushing for bridles and brushing of saddle marks, tightening of breastplate and girth, and what a strange jumble of laughter and grumble, some comrade's misfortune the subject of mirth. I recollect well how that morning Jack Bell had an argument over the age of a mare, the COP grey one, that dam of the bay one, which shopkeeper Brown calls the young lady Clare. How tomboy and vanity cause much profanity, scampering away with their tails in the air, till after a chase, at a deuce of a pace, they ran back to the mob, and we collared them there. Then the laugh and the banter, as gaily we canter, with a pause for the nags, at a miniature lake, where Yellowtop catches the sunlight in patches, and lies like a trail of gold in our wake. Oh, the rush and the rattle of fast fleeting cattle, whose hoofs beat a mad rataplan on the earth, that hot-headed flighting, who would not delight in the gallop that seems to hold all life is worth. And over the rolling plain steady patrolling, to the sound of the cattle's monotonous tramp, we hear the sharp pealing of stockwhips revealing the fact that our comrades have put on the camp. From the spot where they're drafting, the wind rises wafting the dust till it hides man and beast from our gaze. Then suddenly lifting and easterly drifting, we catch a short glimpse of the scene through the haze, a blending and blurring of swiftly recurring colour and movement that pass on their way, an intricate weaving of sights and sounds leaving an eager desire to take part in the fray. A dusty profession, a circling succession of bullocks that bellow an impotent rage, a bright panorama, a soul-stirring drama, the sky as its backdrop, the earth as its stage. How well I remember that 12th of November, when Jack and his little mare Vanity fell. On thee, Diamantina, there never was seen a pair that could cut out a beast half as well. And yet in 1 second death's finger had beckoned, and horse and bold rider had answered the call, without preparation, brooking no hesitation, that sooner or later must come to us all. Thrice a big curly-horned cob bullock had scorned to meekly acknowledge the ruling of fate. Thrice Jack with a clout of his whip cut him out, but each time the beast galloped back to his mate. Once more he came blundering along with Jack thundering beside him, his spurs in poor Vanity's flanks, when from some cause or other, forsaking its mother, a little white calf trotted out from the ranks. 'Twas useless, I knew it, yet I turned to pursue it. At the same time I gave a loud warning to Jack. 'Twas all unavailing, I saw him come sailing along as the weaner ran into his track. Little Vanity tried to move off on one side, then altered her mind and attempted to leap. The pace was too fast, that jump was her last, as she and her rider fell all in I was quickly down kneeling beside him and feeling, with tremulous hand for the throb of his heart. "The mare is she dead?" were the first words he said, when he suddenly opened his eyes with a start. He spoke to the creature, his hand could just reach her, gently caressing her lean Arab head. She acknowledged his praising with eyes quickly glazing, a whinny, a struggle, and there she lay dead. I sat there and nursed his head, for we durst not remove him. We knew where he fell he would die. As I watched his life flicker, his breath growing thicker, I'd have given the world to be able to cry. Rough-voiced, sunburned men, far beyond any ken of civilization, our comrades stood nigh. All true-hearted mourners, all sadly forlorners, he gave them a handshake and bade them goodbye. In my loving embrace there he finished life's race, and nobly and gamely the long course was run. Though a man and a sinner, he weighed out a winner, and God, the great judge, will declare he has won.